fine Sunday, and then the Monday after that, I woke up with a tickle in my throat, and I thought it was just allergies, and then I went to bed and woke up Tuesday morning. I've pretty much been out since last Tuesday, and I went to urgent care and I got antibiotics. They told me I had the flu, influenza A, but just my throat has been hurting so bad. I've had the nastiest cough. It's finally been about 24 hours that I've had some kind of a normal cough. It's finally starting to dry out. I'm supposed to go back to work on Monday, and it is Wednesday, my second week of being sick, and today I took my antibiotics, and she told me it could cause some tummy issues. I haven't experienced that so far, but today I went to get coffee, and I got hit by a sudden wave of nausea. This was after taking my antibiotics, and I was dry heaving in the parking lot. Haven't been able to eat. I've had no appetite. The last time that I was able to enjoy a meal was last Monday, so I've just been not having a good time, but I'm slowly getting my energy back. All that to say is that I hope you guys are doing way better than I am. I have book mail today though, so I'm excited to open that with you guys. I bought 16 books, I believe, for $100 on Book Outlet, which is crazy. A lot of the books on Book Outlet are pre-loved to my knowledge. I've always wanted to try this website and I just never did because I have this weird thing of buying books new. I'm scared to buy used books because I've heard of like the book lice and cleanliness, and it just freaks me out, but we shall see. I think the one I'm most excited about is in here. Okay, so I opened the 2 boxes. Those were actually a pain in the butt to open, so I just opened them beforehand. But yes, that first box that I showed you, one of the ones that I'm most excited about. In the first box we got Together We Rot by Skyla Art. I love hardcovers. I feel like that's a really unpopular opinion. I didn't know that people don't like hardcovers, but I've heard it often. Like, a lot of people prefer paperbacks to hardcovers. This is a YA horror novel. Will Green and Elwood Clark used to be inseparable. That was before she accused his family of killing her mother. These days, Will spends her time gathering not-so-legal evidence on her mom's disappearance for an apathetic sheriff, while she and her checked-out dad try to make ends meet at their failing motel. They're a hair's breadth away from foreclosure, and the powerful Clarks have their eyes on the property. Elwood has been counting down the days until winter break. He hasn't told anyone he won't be coming back to school to finish out senior year. His pastor father is training him to lead their congregation, the Garden of Adam. But after one last night out with his friends, he comes face to face with a more chilling fate. He's not his father's successor, but his sacrifice. Now on the run, Elwood knows Will is his only hope. They must reluctantly work together to dig up the truth about her mom in the Garden of Adam. But what they don't know is that Elwood harbors another monstrous secret growing deep inside him. Can Will save the boy she can't help but fall for? I love YA horror novels. I think they're so fun, so I'm very excited about this one. The second one that came in that box is Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay. This one is about a virus, a zombie-like virus, I believe, that breaks out amongst people. So it says, in a matter of weeks, Massachusetts has been overrun by an insidious virus that is spread by saliva. synopsis because my throat is kind of irritated, but basically our main character, her husband is killed and attacked by an infected neighbor, and in her failed attempt to save him, she is bitten as well, but she is pregnant, so she has to get to a hospital to get a rabies vaccine and save and deliver her child. I love apocalyptic novels so much. They're so fun to me, so I am excited to read this one. The next one is Death Valley by Melissa Broder. This is a literary fiction. I've heard about a woman who goes to a desert and she sees this cactus and she does stuff with the cactus. She has intimate experiences with it. It's all I know about it. But let's read the back. In Melissa Broder's astounding new novel, a woman arrives at a Best Western seeking respite from an emptiness that plagues her. She has fled to the desert to escape a cloud of sorrow for both her dying father and a husband whose illness is worsening. Hiking a sun-scorched trail, the narrator encounters a towering cactus whose size and shape mean it could not exist in California. Yet the cactus is there with a gash through its side that beckons like a familiar door. So she enters it. What awaits her within this mystical succulent sets her on a journey at once desolate and rich, hilarious and poignant. I love how minimalistic this cover is. The next book that I got is The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I have been enjoying Riley Sager. I recently read The Only One Left, and I really love that one. I think it's worth the hype. So this is another one that I had on my TBR. Two Truths and a Lie. Vivian, Natalie, Allison, and Emma played it all the time at Camp Nightingale. The games ended the night Emma sleepily watched the others sneak out of the cabin into the darkness. The last she or anyone saw of them was Vivian closing the cabin door, hushing Emma with a finger pressed to her lips. Now a rising star in the New York art scene, Emma turns her past into paintings. When the paintings catch the attention of the wealthy owner of Camp Nightingale, Francesca implores Emma to return to the newly reopened camp as an art instructor. Wouldn't she like to put the past to rest? So she ends up getting assigned to the same cabin she slept in 15 years ago that she last saw her friend. And she basically finds herself sorting through lies from the past while facing mysterious threats in the present. Next one is, I actually have no idea. Oh, Worst Case Scenario by TJ Newman. I got all three of the books in this series. Hold on. I'm not sure what order these go in, but these are all interconnected. So there's Falling by TJ Newman, Drowning, The Rescue of Flight 1421. I've seen this one and specifically a lot on TikTok and stuff. I believe they're all in the same universe. I'm not sure if they're standalones or which one comes first. It's basically about a plane and it crashes, and that's an irrational fear that I have. I'm scared of water and I get uneasy when I go on planes, so of course this is just the perfect series for me to read. I do like the covers for these too. Oh yeah, look at that. Fuck that shit. Flight attendant turned best-selling author TJ Newman returns with an edge-of-your-seat thriller about a commercial jetliner that crashes into the ocean and sinks to the bottom with passengers trapped inside and the extraordinary rescue operation to save them. Ooh, not the fuzzies in my hair. So, this one is when a pilot suffers a heart attack at 35,000 feet, a commercial airliner passenger crashes into a nuclear power plant in the small town of Wakita, Minnesota, which becomes ground zero for a catastrophic national crisis with global implications. In this heart-stopping thriller, ordinary people are thrust into an extraordinary situation. As they face the ultimate test of their lives, it will take the combined courage, ingenuity, and determination of a brave few to save not just their community, but the world. Just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 other passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone on your plane must die. The only way the family will survive is if the pilot follows his orders and crashes the plane. Enjoy the flight. That's some scary scenarios that you hope you're never in, you know? I've been wanting to read this one for so long. The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. I enjoyed Vampires of El Norte, so I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy this one. From what I've heard, it's about she goes to live at this haunted hacienda and she sees ghosts and stuff. Okay, this one is very long overdue, and I know there's controversial opinions about the author. Verity by Colleen Hoover. I have been wanting to read this for so long. I want to preface that I know nothing about this. From what I know, it is a domestic thriller, which I love domestic thrillers. I've read a ton of them this year. Love, love, love domestic thrillers. So I'm expecting something like The Housemaid, Wife Upstairs type of thing. Like The Last Mrs. Parrish, Drowning Woman. That's kind of what I'm expecting from this. That's all I know about it. I know she keeps a journal. I might be pulling that out of my ass. I'm not mind blown by this. I'm gonna be very disappointed. This will also be my first Colleen Hoover book, so I'm very, very excited for this. I might start this today if I'm being honest, but I have a lot of good books in this stack, so we will see. The Troop by Nick Cutter. Nick Cutter is an author that has been on my TBR for so long. I'm salty about that Sharpie stain, but it's fine. I'm scared to read this. If I'm being really honest with you, I'm terrified. I've heard there's animal cruelty and just a lot of messed up things in this book, so I'm not looking forward to that. Basically, once a year, Scoutmaster Tim Riggs leads a troop of boys into the Canadian wilderness for a weekend camping trip, a tradition as comforting and reliable as a good ghost story around a roaring bonfire. But when an unexpected intruder stumbles upon their campsite, shockingly thin, disturbingly pale, and voraciously hungry, Tim and the boys are exposed to something far more frightening than any tale of terror. The human carrier of a bioengineered nightmare, a horror that spreads faster than fear, a harrowing struggle for survival with no escape from the elements, the infected, or one another. I am very afraid to read this, I'm not gonna lie. Also, that heavy breathing is this good girl over here. She's snoring, so I apologize if it bugs you. This is another one that I've heard it's amazing, and I've been wanting to read it a lot. I've been wanting to read this so bad. What Happened to Nina by Dervla McTiernan. This is a thriller. I got a hardcover. It's in really great condition. This woman named Nina goes with her boyfriend to his family's cabin in Vermont for a weekend, and only Simon ends up coming home. And his explanations don't add up. Nina's parents push the police for answers. Simon's parents protect him. I'm not sure if salivating at the mouth to read Animal by Lisa Taddeo. I also got a hardcover copy. I love this cover. I've heard this is a weird girl type of book. Okay, so our main character Joanne witnesses a shocking act of violence in New York City. It causes her to unravel a horrific event she witnessed as a child that she's been trying to forget. Damn, I got a bunch of good books. I honestly forgot what I ordered. I ordered all this at the beginning of the month. The Island by Adrian McKindy. His family of four, so a husband and wife and their 2 kids. They set foot on this island and they end up getting separated from the husband. And there's weird horrors on this island, is what I know about this. Island is run by a tightly knit clan of locals, but everything feels wrong and they're thrust into a nightmare. The locals want her dead. This is another one that's been on my TBR for so long. I'm so excited about this. I think this is a cult thriller. Sundial by Catriona Ward. That's freaking beautiful. Mom Rob takes her daughter Callie to her childhood home, Sundial, which is deep in the desert. So they embark on a journey to the past in the hopes of redeeming their future. I love Catriona Ward. I read The Last House on Needless Street and it was okay. I did like the writing, so I'm hoping this is better. We have 2 books left. This one is Tell Me What Really Happened by Chelsea Sidoti. This is a YA thriller. These 5 friends spend the week camping down by Salvation Creek, but around midnight one of the friends vanishes. So the 4 friends come back, are under suspicion, and they all have a different story to tell about what happened in the woods. But the last book is No One Saw a Thing by Andrea Mara. This one is about a mom who is on a tube platform in London, and when the train stops, her 2 little daughters jump ahead of her, and as she tries to join them, the door slides shut and the train leaves her behind. And then at the next stop, only one of the children is there waiting. That's totally not unsettling. I'm very excited about all the books that I got. That is gonna be all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. As always, I will link my Goodreads in the description. It's just goodreads.com/board